E4.
Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a tomato and caper linguine. So it's a recipe from Italy. First what we're going to do, we're going to start by cooking the linguine because that takes the longest to cook. So to my pan, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil and a nice pinch of salt. And the reason that we do that is to stop the pasta from sticking together when we cook it. So just going to take the linguine now. About 400 grams, and we're just going to pop that into the pan. Now with it going into the pan, we just need to allow it to start to soften, and it will then slowly fall into the pan. Just give that a minute for the ends to go soft. As you can see, just spray it out and that will fit quite nicely. There we are. So you're going to use a set of tongs, just to push that down. Make sure your water is boiling as well, because so that will cook the pasta a lot quicker. So I'm just going to turn that up, get that cooking along. Right, okay. Now the linguine is cooking, I'm now going to make the sauce. So start firstly with a shallot, which is a sort of milder of the onion family. And all we're going to do, just going to slice that open, take the skin off. I'm just going to dice that up. So dicing is to cut it into nice small squares. So we cut the shallot 3 ways, across it horizontally, then down it horizontally, and then vertically, so we get a nice small square. The reason we cut it so small is so it cooks nice and quickly, but also it then won't be too prominent in the dish. The shallot is there mainly for flavour more than anything else. There we go. Okay, so now going to heat up another pan, just with again another nice glug of olive oil. Just pop that in, get the pan going. We'll just allow that oil to heat up before we pop the shallot in. Next to the what we can put into the pan is then going to be some garlic. Again, another cracking Italian ingredient. So with the garlic, again, just going to peel it. So garlic's very synonymous with Italian food. So they use it in a lot of their pasta dishes, and also garlic bread as well. So roughly chop the garlic, and then we want to get a nice smooth paste. So to do that, take some salt, add that to the garlic, and then just use a sweeping action to then grind that down into a nice paste. Now the reason we use the salt is to allow the garlic to grip onto the board so we get it nice and smooth. So get that all nicely mushed up and ground down into a nice paste, and that's also good to go in. So we're just going to pop these into our pan now. It should be hot. The way we test, drop a piece of shallot in and it should sizzle. Just about there. So just going to gently sweat down the shallots and the garlic. Next, I'm going to chop up some capers. Capers are tiny little seeds, they're a little bit acidic. They add a nice bit of flavour to dishes, used quite a lot in fish dishes as well. However, we're doing a vegetarian dish today. So just take a few of these capers out, and I'm just going to roughly chop those. bring them together. Roughly chop them up. Shall we grab a few more? There we go. So just roughly chop them up, just so they are evenly distributed throughout the pasta dish. Just going to pop those to one side. Just go back to my shallots to make sure they're not burning. And they are coming along quite nicely. Just turn that pan down a slight second. There we go. Going to add a touch of the pasta water to that, just to slow the cooking process down slightly. That will then allow them to sweat down a lot more evenly. Right, linguine is cooking quite nicely as well. Just going to move that about a bit, just to make sure we get a nice even cook there as well, and to make sure that the pasta doesn't stick together. So linguine is cooking nicely. Just going to turn that water down as well, just to want to overcook your pasta. Right. So add the capers, the chopped capers, to the pan. And we're then going to add some passata. Now what passata is chopped tomatoes that have then been blended up, and then they've been passed, so they remove all the seeds, so you've just got like a tomato sauce. So we're going to add about 400 ml of passata to the pan. And that will bring the sauce together. Right, next we're going to add some lemon zest. Now the tool I'm going to use to remove the lemon zest is a thing called a microplane. Now this is a very fine grater. So when you grate a lemon, you just run it down once down the grater. The reason for that is we don't want any of this bitter pith to go into the dish. So just rub it down once, and we just want a bit of this zest. The zest is great because it's full of the oils out of the lemon, and what it does is it adds a very strong lemony flavour, but without the bitterness of the juice. So just going to pop that into the pan as well. Just give that another quick stir. And then just going to add a nice pinch of salt and also a nice pinch of pepper. And all those flavours are now going to start to marry together. Right, okay. So to finish off the dish, once the linguine is cooked, we're going to add some parmesan. So parmesan is a hard cheese from Italy, again very synonymous with Italian cookery, and generally grated over the top. Again, we're going to use the microplane to do that, and I'm also going to grate some lemon zest over as well. So I'm just going to check my linguine to see if it's cooked. Just grab a piece. If I can grab a piece. There we go. Now, how to check that it's cooked or not? It should be slightly al dente, which means it should have a slight bite. So just try a piece. Now it's still a little bit tough, so just going to increase the heat slightly. And that'll probably need about another minute. Also try our sauce to make sure it's seasoned correctly. Yeah, that's got a good amount of flavour. I think I will just add just a touch more salt, just to bring that all together. Right, okay. Linguine is nearly there. While waiting for that, I'm just going to grate a little bit more lemon zest to garnish the dish to finish it off. Lemons are used again quite a lot in Italian cookery. Lemons are famously from Sicily, and lemons are also used in a very classic Italian liqueur called limoncello, which predominant flavour is obviously lemons. So a bit of zest, and then also going to grate some parmesan as well. The great thing with this microplane is it gets a very nice even cut on your cheese, and that's going to look great when it goes on top of the dish. Okay, so we're now going to bring the dish together. Just pop that to one side. Now going to bring the dish together. Let's pop that to one side. So, firstly, I'm going to take the linguine. I'm going to take some linguine, drain that off. There we go. Then going to add that to our tomato sauce. Just going to mix it through the sauce to get a nice distribution of sauce and pasta together. And then we're going to serve that up into a nice pasta bowl. This is great because you can either have this as a starter, a small portion of main course, or even you can have it as a sharing plate as well. Then going to finish that off with a little bit of lemon zest and then also some grated parmesan. There we go, our linguine with tomato and capers.